Hello, my name is Jane Pierce. My business is Tarot Jane, and I'm here to talk to you about astrology. Specifically, I want to talk to you about the lunar eclipse that's happening on March 25th. The lunar eclipse is pretty important this year because it's the only lunar eclipse we'll have in Libra. Now, you may remember that we had a solar eclipse in Aries and in Libra last year, and that we're having a solar eclipse in Aries in just 2 weeks after the lunar eclipse. But because some of the twist of fate and the movement of the planets, the only lunar eclipse we'll be having in Libra is happening on March 25th. The last time we had a lunar eclipse in Libra, it was 8 years ago in the spring of 16. We had one in the spring of 15 and another one in the spring of 14. So you think back into your life about what emotional resets, what different perspectives on how you felt about fairness, about balance, about relationships. Look back to the changes that happened to you in 14, 15, and 16 and expect something similar. As a matter of fact, I encourage you to look back and see what some advice you wish you could have given to yourself in the beginning of 2014 that you knew and maybe learned the hard way by the summer of 2016. If you can do that, then you've got the opportunity to talk to yourself right now with that same advice to make different choices, to find a new way to balance your feelings. And why your feelings? Well, because the moon represents both our emotions, our nurturing, our unconscious, and our intuition. And when we have a lunar eclipse, we have a reset in those areas. We have a dimming down and a moment of blocking out where our thoughts overtake our emotional sense. And just for those few minutes, we can have clear thought and then come back to our feelings, to our reflections, and to our intuition and our relationship with our unconscious with a much newer, better perspective if we're being intentional about how those changes happen. So think about it. What would you like to change in how you feel? What feeling or intuition or emotional sense of balance do you want to redefine? Balance in relationships, balance between me and you, balance between your work and your home life, balance between any two parts. Because we don't just have relationships with other people, we have relationships with different parts of our own life. And right now, those relationships, when the moon is in Libra, are focused on fairness, justice, and a sense of balance, strengthened by the fact that the day and the night are also balanced here so close to the spring equinox. So, this opportunity to find a new balance, to redefine what's fair, is an important opportunity that we get some extra help to work with. The extra help comes from Pluto, which has just entered Aquarius and is in a positive angle with both the moon and sun. There's a sextile and a trine, to be specific, and those angles allow the insights to hidden unconscious work that is represented by Pluto to be felt more deeply by the moon and to be seen more clearly by the sun. And as that insight of the sun helps us reset how we feel about a situation. Think about something that has happened with a whole lot of other games going on under the surface. For this eclipse, you will see clearly into the underlying games, perhaps the hidden motives, perhaps look underneath the passive aggressive behavior, and then change how you feel, change how you define fair, change how your intuition responds to situations, how your unconscious feels you've got to make it even or balanced. That insight can reset how we feel about a situation. And they're going to be really important that we do that because we'll be having a solar eclipse in Aries that has got very different energy. So now in March, use this energy, the spring equinox, the March 25th lunar eclipse, and let the planet of Venus, which rules Libra, bring you the new balance, harmony and beauty that you desperately desire. Venus right now is very close to Saturn, so her colors are a little muted and her joy has more melancholy and nostalgia. But that looking back and that aged or mature joy that Venus and Saturn being together brings to this eclipse is an opportunity to bring maturity and a new, more sophisticated, more aware, more conscious of the passage of time to your emotional landscape. Think about when you've allowed yourself to be worked up and when you kept patience. Because Venus with Saturn has the patience to find lasting harmony. It has the maturity to be more aware of what a real definition of fairness is. Perhaps not accept other people's demands for what they want to define as fair. And that's very important because the sun is in Aries and it reminds us that we have to be the center of our world. We are the only place we can start the work, and starting the work is really critical with the sun in Aries. So allow yourself to begin a deeper awareness of the hidden agendas and allow that work to bring a deep, long lasting harmony that gives you the maturity. Now, I will say that sometimes mature wisdom resembles nothing more than being too tired to care, and that might be to your advantage. You may find this the time to stop caring about what other people are doing, to stop worrying about what's going on for others, and to focus on your own needs and your own definition of fair, not letting someone else define the stable landscape and then you have to play on their scales. Set your own scale. And no matter what you've said before, this is the opportunity to reset, to renew, and to redo the definitions of fair, balance, and emotional presence. With this help from Venus ruled eclipse in Pisces, you may notice that Pisces is as important as Libra and Aries in this eclipse because Pisces is where the planet Venus that rules the eclipse lives. And our next eclipse will be the same way. Mars will be in Pisces then, and let me promise, Venus is a much better planet for handling Piscean energy than Mars is. And Venus and Saturn may make us feel a touch of melancholy, but it'll be much easier to handle than the Mars-Saturn conjunction that we'll experience for the solar eclipse. So embrace the dreams, the Neptunian, dreamy connection to a deeper belief, a bigger perspective, a long-term value. All of those things are being brought to us in this eclipse. And if we can do this self-care, this quiet, reflective reset, you will find yourself able to endure some pretty hot and heavy energy that's coming up soon. Because a week after this lunar eclipse, we've got Mercury going retrograde. And if you think this eclipse is challenging, it's a reset. It's not comfortable, but I think it's a welcome change. Know that it will be a lot more uncomfortable when we have an eclipse with Mercury retrograde. So do the work now. Help yourself batten down for the challenges of April and know that May will come with a glorious and amazing energy from the stars that will let you celebrate how successful you were when you reset your feelings at the end of March and were able to resist the temptation to get frustrated or impatient that will be tempting you quite a bit in April. I hope this helps. And if you want to know more, there's other videos. As a matter of fact, on March 21st at GVST, I'll be teaching a class. Go to my website, tarotjane.com, and sign up to find out how this Libra, Aries, and Pisces signs affect you personally, how they interact with your rising, and what areas of your life are going to see the most emotional reset and the most assertive, impatient, and intense new beginnings. I look forward to talking to you again soon, and I hope you find new ways to be happy with yourself and to mature your emotional perspective. Thank you.